Hope Wade from Hope Wade Fashions on the wire with us on AM Rockland News. She just finished Rockland's Fashion Week and she was honored at an Arts Council of Rockland event yesterday in Garnerville. Hope, thanks for being on Rockland News today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to make it to the fashion show, and you wouldn't have wanted me there anyway because I dress like I'm in the '90s. I wear long sleeve T-shirts
Hey,
under
that's
short
what's
sleeve,
in these days.
you know. So it's like, but we had one of our reporters, Derek, was there, and he said it
Yes.
was a fantastic event. He sent us pictures and video. So, but just from your perspective, how did it go this year? This was your sixth annual, if I'm not mistaken.
Sixth annual. It was amazing. I gotta say, everybody said the best show was very, very tightly put together. We
Mm.
had entertainment. I mean, it was good. It really was a good show.
Now, this year you had different entertainers. What did you have in the mix there? Because I know it's not just about like the really great designs, but it's also about including so many different people in culture
Yes.
and fashion and music. So where'd you go with it this year?
Well, this year we had Hervé Alexandre. He's a saxophonist.
Oh, I love him. He's
And
awesome.
yes, he's amazing. And we had two artists from VP Records, which is the leading reggae recording company.
Mhm.
And one was Blue Lion and another entertainer. So it was a really tight show. It was good. It was entertaining. The people got up, danced. I mean, Q had them all up on their feet. It was great.
Well, it must have been in the air for the last 2 weeks because honestly, on Saturday night, my friend's bands played over at the Turning Point in Piermont, right?
Uh-huh.
And then we went back to Nyack, and Bob Marley was playing in at least a few places. So
Wow.
there's some reggae going on. I don't know what, maybe it was an influence. I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
And
I'm
then,
Jamaican, so yeah, you gotta have a little reggae here and there.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So, were there any standout performers at this event? In terms of fashion or style? Hervé
Of course,
Alexander.
we had this girl, Fredlin. Her line is called Le Peinture. La Peinture.
Mhm.
She just came out. She was like out of the box. I really it's a very eclectic line. So you have to think out of the box to really appreciate what she brought. But it was just she had three-dimensional pieces, four-dimensional pieces. I mean, it was definitely out of the box, and it was just really something that was worth seeing. Of course, Hopeway Designs.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a lot of sponsors for the event. I know Minuteman Press, Enjoy Nyack, the Maria Boutique, whole bunch of different
Yeah, and
supporters.
we had Rockland Tourism this year, which is very important. They gave us a grant to advertise outside of Rockland, and it works. We had more people come in, people from Maryland, Connecticut, with an increase in number in New Jersey as well.
Yeah, it's a
So,
great
and of course,
program.
we had Carlitos Tequila, that restaurant. They hosted our VIP guests, and of course, we can't forget Hotel Nyack, and of course, the Palisades Mall.
Hmm.
And we had a new sponsor this year. A bigger sponsor was Jamaica Tourist Board.
Okay,
So yes. Hmm.
very nice. I'm looking at the on Rockland Fashion Week. You also uploaded a program of the event. Lorraine Freeman, and she's
Yes.
been into fashion for, according to this, 40 years. Graduated from FIT. That remind my sister. She wanted to go to FIT, and I kept on encouraging her, but she
Yeah.
decided to go into like engineering and everything. But
Okay.
definitely, the graduates of FIT seem to have just a knack for it.
Of course, their work is always very good. And we had a newcomer also, but she's not new to Rockland County. Mimi Jamal. Her Nimi Couture. This was her first year, and she totally enjoyed it. And we had also a Latina designer, Patty Hernandez. So that was very, very well, with a good melting pot of designers this year.
Now, when these designs are created, and I obviously never sat down and sketched out anything. It's not my forte. But I know it takes sometimes days, weeks, months to come up with something, if you will, out of the box in
Of
terms of
course.
fashion. So, what's the process like?
Well, okay, fine. You already know you have a deadline because it will be in this case November 8th. But
Deadlines help.
sometimes,
I agree.
yeah,
Deadlines
it's
help.
Yeah. So sometimes it could be just a fabric that you see, or you may have a thought idea. You sketch the one idea, and from there, you move on to a story because every line is a story.
Right.
So you start off, you sketch your story, and then you get the fabrics, or in my case, most of the time, it's really the fabric that speaks to me. And then I go backwards from the fabric, I go to the sketch, from the sketch to the actual drawing board, and then to implementing the actual pieces. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then once it's being implemented, I mean, you have to source the material, and you have to, and I guess there's a few trial and error things. I mean, I'm on web design, like we create websites. It's it's trial and error, I
It
imagine.
is trial and error because sometimes what you sketch and you start sewing that piece, it doesn't look the same thing. Like, okay, well, or it may evolve into a different idea complete. Like, oh, you know what?
Right.
I think I should have used this instead, or used element, or should I have draped it differently to get what, yeah. So it's an evolving thing.
Yeah. And then the night of the show, I imagine it's all coming together. You're basically essentially trying to schedule when people are going up and down the runway. Uh,
hmm
is it kind of
Well,
like what you see on like in pop culture, like behind the scenes? It's like, all right, chop chop, everybody, let's go.
yeah, we have a professional here and the hairstyle and makeup team. So you have the models coming in. We had about 50 or 50 models this year. And of course, we had to have most of the models from Rockland County. It's called Rockland Fashion Week. So we're
Right.
trying to really get into our community. So we trained, I think we trained about 24 of our models for about 5 weeks straight
Hmm.
so that they can look as professional, and they go on stage. Then, of course, you have the lighting crew, you have the video crew, you have the photographers, so it's a whole melting pot. And the sound is important. The sound system is maybe
I 100% agree with you.
50% of the show because
Nature of the
you're
sound
at
is
the end of
oh
the production line. So yeah.
got to have
Yeah.
that base.
And you know what? We had children model this year. Highly Humble is one of the designers, Lotner, who actually creates for children. So
Hmm.
that was very exciting. And this year we had a model who was legally blind who walked the runway. We had a young man who's autistic. So we always have this inclusion in the show.
All right. Do you have 90s fashionably awkward? Maybe I could run the runway next time. Uh, you want to keep me out of it because honestly, I definitely have to say, and from what I saw from the videos that Derek took,
Yes.
just amazing footage. So we're looking forward to. We have the article just about ready to go. I wanted to make sure that we didn't release it until you and I spoke about it because there's always, how do I put it? You watch the movie, right?
Uh-huh.
And when you watch the documentary about the movie and how it was produced, I'm fascinated by that,
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I wanted to,
Yeah, the decisions that have to go the last minute. They said, "I'll take that out. I didn't want that." Oh,
yeah,
whoa. I didn't know I was being taped right there.
post editing and everything. No, 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 no,
Yes.
not like that, of course. But
Yeah. Don't go
yeah,
right there.
it's a really good time, and yeah, we appreciate it. So this has been, I think, your fourth time on the show. Um,
Wow.
and you have a studio in Nyack. It's right on Main Street, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I have a store. Yeah, I have a store. It's at 23 North Broadway in
Mhm.
Nyack, and I have a studio at home.
Yeah. Are some of the designs that people saw at Rockland Fashion Week, are they available to
Yes.
peruse over at
Yes, they're available in the store. Yes. Yes.
definitely want to check that out. I'll bring my wife down. We'll hang out, see what's
Of
going on,
course.
and
Absolutely.
open up my wallet.
That's a good husband right there.
That's yeah. Well, it is a team effort. I have to say that.
Yes.
It's not like
Yes.
I'm the sole breadwinner. There is no such thing as a sole breadwinner these days. Gosh darn it.
I know. It's true. It's true. Times have changed, but it's okay.
Yeah, but we have fun.
Partnership is everything.
Yeah. Hope Wade from Hope Wade Fashions. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for being on Rockland News this
I
morning.
thank you for having me. Thank you so much. And oh, quickly,
Yeah,
the
please.
reception last night was really, really good. That Acor had Arts Council of Rockland because I'm actually showing. I have an exhibit in the Treasure Gallery. That's right outside of Macy's on the first floor between H&M and Macy's. And
Mhm.
so last night with the official reception, the show goes on until December 31st. So your audience members can actually go into the mall and they'll see it in the window. And we have, the whole beautiful line. But also I showcased some of my designs that I did for Darlene Love, the rock and roll icon. And one of the pieces is actually one that she wore for the Christmas show for the Jimmy Fallon show last year, 2024.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's worth. I'll say it's worth looking. It's a beautiful, beautiful show exhibit.
This time next year, I'm hoping that I don't have to go to Saratoga on the week of Rockland Fashion Week because I definitely
Okay.
want to check it out. I'm a big fan of spectacle, but when you tell me that the sound system is like booming, that's where I
Yes.
want to be at.
All right. All right.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll catch you again on AM Rockland's news. And if you can hang on after we go off the air, I wanted to talk with you about a few things, some ideas I had mulling around.
Okay. Absolutely. Sure.
All right, thanks. And for those of you that are listening, and you can check out rocklandfashionweek.com. And I believe there's a newsletter or something where people can sign up and learn more.
Yes.
Hope Wade Fashion Designs is in Nyack. Check out her store. And we'll see you next time on
All
Rockland News.
right. All right. Hopefully designs. Thank you.